I want to begin my reflection today with John the Baptist, Jesus' cousin. Though not in this Sunday's Gospel, we just celebrated the feast day marking John's birth on Friday. Now we all know the story of the birth of this remarkable man, how Elizabeth, John's mother, became miraculously pregnant well into her older years, how Zachary, John's father, lost his ability to speak when he refused to believe that this could happen, and then recovered his speech when he gave his son the name announced to him by an angel. We know too how Jesus' public ministry began as he received baptism by John in the Jordan River, and how those present heard God's voice announcing Jesus as God's Son. Today's gospel passage takes place nearly 3 years later. After his baptism in the Jordan, Jesus returned to his home region of Galilee, where he began to teach, heal, and minister to all those who were open to receive the message given to him by his Father. In addition to the large crowds who followed him from a distance, he gathered a small group of disciples who became very close, even as they struggled to understand who Jesus was. While uncertain of his identity, one thing they did come to know about Jesus was that he seemed to need very little sleep. He frequently spent the entire night in prayer, listening and speaking to his Father. And those many prayerful hours energized him, focused his mission. Despite the regular and frequent challenges from the religious authorities, Jesus continued to speak of God as his Father, to heal the sick, to forgive sins, to welcome those rejected by proper Jewish authority, whether Roman officials, lepers, or Samaritans, if they were open simply to receive him. And now, after 3 years of this ministry, Jesus senses that the time has drawn near for him to be drawn up. It is time for him to go to Jerusalem, the very center of Jewish religious authority and the regional center of power of the Roman Empire. There, he will once again offer the message of love and service that he has shared for the past 3 years. He will invite those inhabiting the sanctuaries and palaces of religious and secular power to become one with him, to share in his unity with God the Father. It is the same invitation that he has been offering to all who will listen to him ever since his baptism. Now, of course, he knows almost with certainty that they will reject him, that the prophecy that Messiah must die because the world cannot accept this message will be fulfilled in him. But he is ready to go, even eager. He is in such complete union with God that there is not the slightest question he is ready and willing to be taken up. Our Sunday scripture texts show us several other examples of people responding to God's call in their lives. The passage from Luke provides 3. First, the Samaritan villagers on Jesus' route, when invited to welcome Jesus, are offended by the simple fact that he is traveling to Jerusalem, and they reject him. Then, a man comes up and says, "I will follow you wherever you go." Perhaps sensing this fellow's enthusiasm might have carried him away a bit, Jesus invites him to consider the implications of following someone whose only security is in God's love and not in material things like a house or a job. Then, when 2 others respond to Jesus' invitation by proposing to first meet family obligations, Jesus challenges them not to procrastinate. The story of Elijah and Elisha in the book of Kings provides another dramatic account. Elisha is working hard, serving his father and mother, plowing the fields. It seems that suddenly, out of nowhere, Elijah appears and signals Elisha to follow him. Elisha must have recognized Elijah and what this call signified, so he ran after the prophet to say that he needed to say goodbye to his parents. Perhaps he also wanted to make sure that his dozen oxen were looked after as well. When Elijah makes it clear that the call cannot wait, Elisha takes drastic action, slaughtering the oxen and feeding his friends and neighbors with the meat. Then, having let go of his material obligations, Elisha becomes Elijah's servant, a dramatic and unambiguous response to God's call. As I considered these accounts of how Jesus, Elisha, and so many others responded to God's call in their lives, I was led to ponder the same matter in our current day. In last week's reflection, Mark McCormick gave us a few examples of such responses, beginning with his own first tentative response as a young man, then considering the response of Elizabeth Briere to the plight of starving Irish immigrants to Ottawa in 1847, and finally noting the ongoing 40-year work of our St. Joe's Refugee Outreach Committee. Mark showed us how some have responded as they tried to listen to God's voice. In his letter to the Galatians, Paul makes it clear that listening to God's call to love is what it means to truly live. It is the desire to live in love, strengthened and refined in prayer, listening to God, that can unite all of us. Elijah, Elisha, John the Baptist, Elizabeth Briere, all of us here at St. Joe's, and so many others as members of the body of Christ. In writing to the Galatians, Paul is also clear that the members of the church need one another to nourish, sustain, and challenge each other as they try to follow the Spirit's lead. I know from many years of experience how true this is for me. By myself, it is easy to become confused, depressed, and even frightened by the conflicting voices and signs that surround me. Where is God's voice in all of this? It is in the context of loving relationships that I begin to hear that voice more clearly. It is through people who draw my attention to the beauty of creation, and through those who create and share beautiful art, music, food, and so much more, that I am drawn into the beauty of the Creator. All of this helps to calm my mind and my spirit, allowing me to hear God's gentle voice. And this in turn helps me to share myself and my gifts with those who God has brought into my life, to play my own small part in the great community of the body of Christ. On this 13th Sunday of Ordinary Time, I invite all of us to continue seeking God's call in our lives. Perhaps not all night as Jesus did, but maybe for a few additional minutes each day. Then, let us seek opportunities to support one another in hearing God's voice. And finally, let us pray that we, both as individuals and as a community, may have the wisdom and the courage to act